I need you to stop apologizing for outgrowing the workplace. And I need for you to stop believing, despite what people are saying to you or what they've told you, I need you to stop believing that you are difficult. You are not difficult. You are just no longer designed to play small. Okay? You have gotten to a point in your life where you no longer want to fit in a small box or a bubble or somebody's cubicle or cage, right? You don't want to feel boxed in, limited, restricted. And that's okay. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that. If you've been making yourself small to fit in, then this video is for you. We're going to be talking about this today because I want to give you the permission you obviously need, okay, from someone on the outside looking in, but also from someone who can really see you, because I've been you. I've been where you are right now. And I want to help you and many other high-achieving women entrepreneurs, ambitious women like you and I, but you specifically today, as you are watching me on this video, seeing me, hearing the sound of my voice, I need you to stop shrinking yourself to be seemingly humble or palatable in the workplace, okay? It is time to release the guilt and own your evolution, period, point blank. And that's what we're going to be discussing today. Now, whether you're new to me or true to me, welcome or welcome back. I appreciate you being here. My name is Katrina Marie, also known as the Boss Chick Biz Coach and your fearless legacy leader. I am a holistic business coach and RN health and wellness educator. And at the height of my cushy corporate career, I decided to walk away for good. Okay. And yes, I was making a very good six-figure salary. I had the great benefits compensation packet. I had the corner office, with the window view, right? I had all the perks and the benefits and the bonuses. I was in cahoots with a large network of resources. I was in good, rubbing elbows with key players like the C-suite execs and such, and the stakeholders and the outside vendors and all of that jazz. I have worked for some very prestigious company in the 30-long tenure of my corporate career, and still I chose, operative word, I made a decision to walk away. Why? In exchange for my freedom, plain and simple. My time freedom, my location freedom, my travel freedom, financial freedom, freedom in all the ways. And so now I teach high achieving women entrepreneurs and successful corporate career women like you how to leave the corporate job, your corporate career, right? You are the workforce altogether, and build a an aligned and profitable online brand and business without sacrificing your soul and sanity or compromising your health, healing, and happiness. And that's very critical to know. And that's important for you to know that piece of me, that, that part of my background and, what I do, who I am, how I serve and support you, because we're going to really get into this for you as well when we get deeper into this discussion. So I wanted to at least start with that because it's been a while since I've introduced myself, and there are people always asking me in the comments or in the DMs or in a message, an email, or just, in various ways that I'm working with them, exactly what I do and how I can support. So it's good for you to know. Now, we're talking today about outgrowing the workplace. And I need you to know that for some of us, sometimes, this is not my story, but this is the story of many women I work with. It feels like a betrayal, right? Especially if you're somebody who's been in the corporate environment for a long time and work at this point defines you. You think to yourself, at this big old age, what else would I do? I've gone to school and pursued these degrees for all of these years, and now I'm supposed to be living my dream life, right? And working my ideal dream job, and yet you still feel unfulfilled. And so you feel like it's this guilt trip around that you've done all of this work. You may have sacrificed a lot to get to where you are. No one else in your family, at least your immediate, circle of love, I call it, right? Your immediate family, your inner circle of family and friends and colleagues and associates and acquaintances. None of those people don't necessarily have the luxury life that you live right now. And so you feel guilt around that. You feel kind of embarrassed and ashamed to admit it out loud that you're just unhappy when everybody else thinks you should be happy. And so you feel a sense of betrayal. But you're not betraying anyone other than yourself. Okay? You're not betraying anyone other than you by not listening to your heart, the emotions that are coming up for you constantly, right? You're thinking too logically sometimes instead of going with what your heart says and what your soul feels, right? So I want you to know that outgrowing is not betrayal, and wanting more is not disloyalty, aside from what I just said, which is other than to yourself. It doesn't have anything to do with your family or your friends or your coworkers or anybody in your circle, period. Okay. And you also didn't change, but you have evolved. And that's a good thing. That's what we should be doing as human beings, right? We should be definitely evolving over time. As we learn more, we do more. As we, learn better, we do better, right? As we learn, we grow, we develop, we teach, we evolve. So that is a good thing. You're on the right path, okay? So when I first started seeing gaps in leadership as an example of using my own story to bring this point home, and I started to see there was a rise in toxic work culture. Okay. The quality of leadership was very poor. And the impact it had on the employees and the leaders alike, on their health, on the morale, on, with their happiness, right? The fulfillment they didn't feel, the lack thereof. I could not unsee that. I could not unknow that. I could not unlearn that, right? I knew it and I had to do something about it. And so I did. I addressed those pain points. And so although I left the workforce as a W-2 employee, I went back into the workforce as an independent contractor, as a RN wellness consultant. And this is after I had initially built my business around coaching and consulting, and I was doing more of the coaching with women like you. And then it hit me, and I realized that of the many types of roles I held, traditional and non-traditional nursing roles and leadership roles, again, in the long tenure of my career, that I had already been doing this type of work in the corporate arena as a W-2 employee. So why not also add another layer to my business and go back into the corporate arena to help those employees who could not help themselves because of the culture of the organization. Leaders and employees alike were both stressed out and burnt out. And so this was just one of the ways in which I expanded outside of the corporate environment, and how you can do something similar, okay, with whatever your specialty area is, because you are, my dear, an expert in your field, in your lane, in your zone of genius. You have what it takes. Everything you need in order to succeed is within you right now. Okay. You just may have not thought outside of the box, but I'm here to tell you that the workplace is not built for your expansion. It is not. Okay. You're asking for purpose in a place that offers you paychecks. Okay. Your growth, in fact, is making them, those people in that environment, because they have a certain type of mindset, you're making them uncomfortable. And you know what? That's okay. People are going to be uncomfortable with your growth and with your expansion. And I need you to be okay with that. Okay? Because here's the thing. They want your brilliance, just not your boundaries. Right? They want your brilliance, just not your boundaries. Now let that simmer. And in fact, before we go any deeper, if you're getting what I'm giving and you love these gems I'm dropping, go ahead and leave a comment right now so we can get this discussion popping. I would love to have the conversation beyond this video. So go ahead and let's dialogue below. Let me know what's pulling on your heartstrings so far, what's resonating with you deeply. what light bulb or aha moment have you had so far? And what's been in your experience? What are you feeling right now? Where are you in the journey? I would love to have the conversation. And if you've been rocking with me for a minute, or if you're new here, go ahead and peruse around, check me out, see what content is applicable to you, and go ahead and subscribe, okay? Be sure to hit the notification bell as well, so you never miss a single episode when I drop new content and or go live. Now, let's get back to what we're talking about today. So, trying to go back to my train of thought. Well, here's what I want to say. Guilt. We're talking about guilt. And guilt is a lie. Guilt is a lie, and gratitude isn't a cage. Guilt is a lie, and gratitude isn't a cage, okay? I need you to stop feeling guilty for wanting to leave that good job, that good paying job, that cushy corporate career like I was also working. It's okay. You can be grateful and still want different, and still want something new, and still want better, and still want more, and still it doesn't change that you're grateful. Okay, so don't let people guilt trip you into believing that you're not grateful because you want something outside of the corporate arena. Because for me, as I'm sure is true for you, you've outgrown the corporate building. There's nothing more for you. Corporate is not going to offer you. You're never going to be able to work in the capacity to which you are called to serve and do the real work you are called to do for the people you are called to serve. Okay, you cannot always truly honor your calling in that environment. And that's just the truth. And there's nothing wrong with that. And there are some people who are meant to be in those environments. And then there are those of us who are not. And it will never sit well for us. It will never allow us to rest. It will always pull on our heartstrings because that environment is no longer where we belong. It is no longer serving you. And you have to be okay with accepting that, okay? You don't owe your job loyalty at the expense of your liberation. Okay? You do not. So your future deserves an apology-free you. An apology-free you. You don't owe anybody an apology. Not even yourself. Your future self, in fact, will thank you for the work you're putting in today, for the legacy you lead today. Do you understand what I'm saying? Your future self is going to thank you. So we have to operate from that place, from that version of ourselves, not the one that where we are today or where we were, where we've been, but who we are not only now, but who it is we are actually becoming. Does that make sense? Okay, so every time you minimize your magic, you delay your destiny. Okay, so I need you to say something with me. I want you to say this with me 3 times, and I want you to use this as a mantra. This is going to be your new mantra, girl. Okay, go ahead and write it down and make it a part of your day every single day. I want you to say that I don't owe anyone an explanation for outgrowing places and spaces I prayed for. Okay? I don't owe anyone an explanation for outgrowing spaces and places I prayed to enter. One more time. One more again, okay? I don't owe anyone an explanation for outgrowing places and spaces I prayed to enter. And I need you to say that while you look yourself in the mirror. Take your cell phone and turn on your camera facing you. Whatever you got to do, say it until you believe it. Because it's absolutely the truth. Okay. Now, I'm gonna always give it to you straight, no chaser. Okay. I don't sugarcoat stuff over here. That's not what we do on my channel. So I need you to know and hear me when I say that there is a version of you that is waiting to breathe outside of your job title. Let's build her life. Doesn't she deserve it? Let's build her life and not just maintain their business. Okay? You feel what I'm saying? Let's build and design the life you dream of, desire, and deserve. And that's it. That's all she wrote. Okay? So here's the thing. Your next level doesn't require approval at all. It requires action. It requires radical action. Radical action. Okay, not just a little bit of action. I'm dabbling in and out. I'm doing a little this and that. No, 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 no. Radical, radical. Okay, radical action. If you want to get into radical action and work with somebody like myself who doesn't just address the parts and pieces of you, but the whole entire you, the multi-dimensional, multi-passionate, multi-talented whole human being that you actually are, not just the woman you are today, but the woman you are becoming. If you want somebody like myself to work with you, if you feel that I'm the coach for you, I want you to know that there are a few ways you can work with me. And that is, I'll give you a couple. VIP days, I'm offering a limited number of those. I do that every quarter, 3 to 5 max, okay? So that you can have my full and undivided attention. And we can really work at a deeper level, getting you the results that you need, the transformation that you're seeking. I also offer group coaching because that's sometimes people's vibe. Okay, so it depends. Do you want one-on-one attention or do you want, a group sisterhood, a camaraderie, a community, right, of other like-minded women, entrepreneurs? Then that would be the choice for you. But if you're not sure, or you just feel like, maybe right now I don't need just like, maybe ongoing support, but I wouldn't mind having, someone like yourself, Coach Katrina, as a sounding board, someone who can kind of, help me dump some of the stuff out of my mind, put me on the right path. Maybe you want, like an exit strategy or other ways in which we can work together and you kind of want to explore those options, or just a one-off support is all you need right now. Whatever it might be, go ahead and book a clarity call and let's go ahead and get you on your freedom path today. Okay. So I'm going to leave the link to those resources below in the pinned comments, but also you can find it in the description box. Okay. Also, feel free to check out other resources listed there. You can go to my link tree as well. Like there's just, like I said, peruse around, you'll find what you need. I have something for everyone as far as the women I am called to serve. Okay. I work exclusively with women, but that doesn't mean I don't have guys in my audience. And so you feel free to, again, peruse around and check out the resources I do have available to you, from digital products to, coaching programs and books and what have you. Okay. I am here to meet you where you are, especially those of you who are, if you're a woman over 40, or if you identify as a woman of color, or if you identify as the LGBTQ plus woman. Okay. Those are my peeps right there. So that is my time. Okay. That is my time. I'm going to tune out while you tune in. Listen, be sure to share this video out with at least 3 friends, and be sure to watch the next video that YouTube recommends. As always, and until next time, I am wholeheartedly in this journey with you. Bye for now.